Welcome back to the JMACH Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Mack. Thank you for tuning in. Together we can conquer our mental health one step at a time. I want to thank our sponsors, Total Roofing and Construction and Arizona Organics, Arizona's first legal dispensary. Please like and subscribe. Remember that your mental health matters, and enjoy the episode. All right, and we're back with the JMACH Podcast. Again, today I have Amoon Razen, spiritual healer. Man, I can't wait to learn some knowledge from you. You always drop some good nuggets. So, hey, bro, thanks again for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Already,
it's good seeing
know,
you
man.
again.
Popping, good.
So, how have you been?
I've been great always. Gratitude's my attitude, like always. Keep on being grateful and keep on moving.
So I'm just going to dive right into it, right? You always come at me with this positivity, no negatives. Like, to me, you make life sound like it's all rainbows and unicorns for you. But I know a little bit more of the personal life, and it's not. How do you feel? Have you always had that mindset? Have you always been able to just smile in the face of adversity? Or was that something you had to grow and work on?
I feel like something for me, I had it always in me, but you do have to grow upon that, because the world will take you down. The world's all negativity. So if the world is the masses of negative, why would I want to be a part of that? I want to be rare. And a diamond's not rare. It's the other jewels that's more rare than diamonds. So I want to be that. I want to be a ruby and not a diamond. So once I understood that the world is very negative, look at around you. All social media, all shows, it's about negativity. Most people, and gossiping in the Bible. If you look it up, look up how many things in the Bible that says about gossip. It's the worst. So when people gossip, it's never good. So I say, okay, I want to be better than just the normal people. So I want to be positive. I don't want to be negative. I want to be positive. I want to look at every situation in my life and say, what lessons can I learn from this? If I ain't learning from it, then it is a loss. So if I'm learning, it can never be a loss because it makes me a better person. So that's how I have to look at life. And yeah, it's a hard thing to do, but I had to slap myself out of it every day and say, okay, I want to be better. I want to do better. I want to live a better life. I want to give more. And to be a serving king, or be a king, period, you have to serve. It's that serving king.
So you just wake up and remind yourself, hey, I want to be better. Like, hey, let's improve. Where can I improve? What do I need to improve on?
Not exactly. I wake up and breathe. And once I breathe, I say I have another shot. So I'm already doing better because I'm breathing. A lot of people I see in the hospitals, because my mom was in the hospital for a whole month, that they weren't breathing. They weren't breathing. So I'm grateful that I had a breath. And once you breathe and get the oxygen in your system, you have another shot at life. And you have to be grateful for that. So how I'm not doing better, and I woke up today.
Right, I get that. But what tools do you use? Like, how do you make it a better day for yourself? Like, say you're thinking negative, how do you pull yourself out of it?
If I'm negative, how I pull myself out of it is I look at myself and say, stop this. Stop being so negative, because it's going to make my cortisol level go up, and then it's going to be a plague. It's going to go towards all my family members. So I'm like, okay, look, everybody getting the negativity out of me. It's like a plague. It's going to spread. So I say, I cannot let this plague spread. I have to snap myself out of this. Do better. Be better. Come on, let's go. Amoon, let's get it. Today's going to be a better day. Self-talk is the best talk. If you're in self-talking to yourself, you're not doing better. Most geniuses talk to themselves. So you have to talk to yourself and say, okay, I'm going to do better. Say mantras to yourself. And once I repeat that, guess what? I'm going to do better forever.
Yeah. So have you always had that positive self-talk?
For the most part, I always have better self-talk. Like, if I do something like, man, nah, you can do it. I can do this. Nobody else won't be able to convince you about yourself but then yourself.
Yeah, see, I'm very self-deprecating. I don't have positive self-talk. I have a lot of negative self-talk, and I'm working on. You actually dropped this nugget 2 days ago to me, I believe, and you're like, I told myself I'd forgive myself, and that's something you got to do. So I've been trying to say, like, in my head, I forgive myself, I love myself, and I just try to continue to repeat those two things. And eventually I'm going to work up to being able to look myself in the mirror and saying that shit.
Yeah, but it's not only you. Majority, 95% of people, thoughts are negative. We all fight against it every day. Your thought process is negative. First thing you think is negative first. If somebody calls you on the phone, they call you 15 times, you're like, what is wrong? You naturally go into the negative.
Right.
So that being said, you have to say, okay, okay, it can be good. So you maybe answer that phone call, for example. They say, man, I got a new opportunity. I'm making $150,000 for this one session doing this, and it's worldwide. You know, but we all have that negative talk. But when you have the negative talk, then say, okay, it could be better. And start talking positive to yourself. The best thing you can do for yourself is talk to yourself.
Positively.
Positively.
Because I wake up talking to myself and I'm just a little angry, little man.
And we go through that, but you know, you just gotta be positive. And I say, okay, just like you said, little man, I say, I'm a man. No, because your height don't make you who you are. My heart is the same.
Yeah.
It's a physical body. This could go away in 2-3 days, or one accident, it's gone. But is my heart gonna be the same? Yes. Is my spirit gonna be the same? Yes.
So, let's say something negative comes up in your mind and you start talking it, and like I ask you, like, hey bro, how you doing? You're in your mind, you're like, dude, life fucking sucks today, I hate it. But are you gonna look me square in the face like, bro, I'm alive, I took a...
Well,
all right, bro, I'm still breathing.
most people say fake it till you make it.
Right.
I say fake it till you become it.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna fake it till I make it, I'm gonna fake it till I become it. A lot of people do, they fake it till they make it, but do they become that version of themselves they want to become? You fake it till you become who you want to become.
Right.
So that's how I do it. I don't fake it till I make it, I fake it till I become it.
And then what?
And then I keep on going.
And then you reach the next goal?
I keep on next level. Life is an evolution. It never stops.
Right.
Even when we pass away, we transition, because we don't die, life's gonna continue no matter what. People die, but guess what? After a month or 2 months, life gonna keep on going. They still gonna have to go back to work. They work a 9 to 5. They still gonna kind of go towards their goals. The kids gonna keep on going. The kid don't turn from 1 to 15 to 18. Everything keep on evolving. So once you know evolution is foreverness, you can never get stuck in this society we are in today.
Yeah, see, that's something I've learned, that like when something bad happens, you need to get back on your normal routine as fast as possible, because the longer you allow yourself to sit back and like mope, cope, do whatever you need to do, there's a good chance you're going to continue to regress instead of progress. And you need to work on yourself and get yourself back out in the public, no matter how hard it is. You need to force yourself out there. Like you said, fake it till you are it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you gotta fail fast. The faster you fail, the faster lessons you learn and the better you become. You
Right.
fail fast. Like even with the podcast, anything you're doing, you go on, say you failed, you mess up something, this don't work, the audio doesn't work, but now you know better. Now, 3 months and 4 months down later, you're better and better. People scared to fail. If you fail fast, you learn fast.
Yeah. That's something I try to say, like, I'm not failing, I'm learning, right?
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, I got to fight myself, because I'm like, oh, dude, I'm a fucking failure. But that goes back to that negative self-talk I have that I need to change,
Yeah.
or else I'm not going to change.
And also have the right people around you. You have to have the right people around you. What I learned is people have a lot of bad self-talk, and so do I sometimes, but you have to have people around you that see you for who you are and who you're going to become. They talk to your highest version of yourself. Because you don't say this about you, but if you call me and say, yo, Moon, this sucks today, then I'm like, man, do you know who the fuck you are? You motherfucking Josh. Josh gonna do better. I see you. I see you now with this. I see you in my heart, so I know you're gonna do better. You just gotta have people around you, Corey, me, and people around you that's gonna say, look, man, you doing what people were scared to do.
Right.
People scared to do this. They scared to talk in front of people. I was scared to talk in front of people. I get worried about that. But now I see you. You motivate me. So you gotta have people around you that they'll keep around you and say, okay, this is my entourage. That's why people have entourages. They have entourages, the people that see who they going to be and not their past. Because people that see you for your past, oh dog, you know, back in the day, they'll keep you to your old version of yourself. You got to see people that see you who you want to become.
Right. That's a great way to put it. The hard part in that, first of all, I hate talking to you sometimes, because as soon as I want to say something, I can instantly see or feel that you're going to be like, that's just a fucking excuse, bro. Work through it.
Nah.
But something I'm
really.
working through is like, I don't know how to have daily friends. I don't know how to have friends. Like that trust in like a friend is still hard, whether, you know, even just a normal or platonic friend, right? Like you and I,
Yeah.
like the trust is just hard. Like I don't know how to have a friend, if that makes sense.
Well, it happens because a lot of times we have been hurt by other people, so we don't trust ourselves anyways. It's really our lack of self-judgment. That's why we scared to do those things. It's our lack of self-judgment. It's never the other person. It's us. We confide in somebody that we thought so, but we didn't allow them to show you who they really are. We just gave them a pass. You know, I only trust people to who they are. I don't lack trust in people. I trust them for who they gonna be. They're a liar, they'll be a liar. If they show up late all the time, they'll show up late all the time until they show me otherwise. I allow people to be who they are because I will not have a illusion over myself. A lot of times we live in the illusions and get mad that about the process that happened. You already knew the illusion was there because you put it up yourself. So don't get mad if you see a clown and you try to make it not a clown. It's a clown.
Right, a snake in the grass is still going to be a snake.
A snake in the grass. So that being said, and I'm not saying people can't evolve from that because we all have our perfect people, but you have to see things for what they are now and not what you think they're going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like for your motivation though, like you push yourself to be better, so you're not only better for yourself, you're better for your family.
Yeah, I push myself to be better because I'm the root of it. And everything starts with me. So if I'm the root of it, every fruit that comes out to be better and juicy and flavorful is what I started at the root. I started in the dirtiness. I started with the nutrients. I started all these places that was dirty and good. And everything branched off from what I started and what the discipline I had. It's gonna be fruitful. It's gonna be a good fruit. It's gonna be a PLU number 9, which is organic. It's not gonna be a conventionally grown 8. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be something good because I know I put the discipline, the hard work into it, and I am the root. You are the foundation.
Before the fruit.
Yes, you are the foundation. Okay. And without you going, if nothing goes.
Okay. So, not to get too personal, but your mom's not doing well right now.
Yeah.
What have you had to change within yourself to be the Amoon I know?
Nah, to be better than I was before, because I'm gonna be better than forever. I got a name tatted on me like right here, and I got it says "Ride to the End," and Quincy Terrell Smith is my mom's name, and we said to ourselves, what it taught me is don't procrastinate. When you procrastinate, you're slapping God in the face, and let me tell you why. When you procrastinate, you say you have tomorrow, and that's not guaranteed. You have this second, this moment, this minute, this hour. That's it. But you procrastinate, you become the Lord. You say, okay, look, I have tomorrow. That's not true. You don't have tomorrow. You don't have now. Most people live in their past. They plan for their future, but they have a problem living now. You only have now. So I'm not procrastinating on anything now. I'm writing 4 books right now. I've got my clothing line. I got the root before the fruit. I have these things going on. I'm so grateful for it because I'm not letting my mama be in vain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a lesson. And my mom's still positive through the whole thing. You know, she's Jehovah's Witness. She's like, son, you know, I love you. We'll keep doing certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's like she's so positive, even though she in a effed up position. You know what I'm saying? And glioblastoma cancer, or brain cancer, is not to be played with. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't come out. It's like a form of an egg. It has the texture of an egg. So they try to go get it. It breaks apart. But if one particle is left, it still grows. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she's still positive the whole thing. So I'm gonna be a better version of myself. And that's don't be procrastinating on anything you do.
So what was yours and your mom's relationship like growing up?
I was growing up. We're 16 years apart. So you know, it's just like a sister at the same time. Yeah, she's 72. I'm 89. So we 16, 17 years apart. So
I thought you were talking about age. I was like, what?
Yeah, she's 51. And I'm 34, about to be 35. Right. So yeah, growing up, it was just like watching your sister at the same time because she still was a kid in her own right, and I was a kid too. You had me at 16.
Right.
So what is that?
Did your from when you can recall, did your mom have the same mindset that she has now?
No.
But she improved on it, obviously?
Well, she has slowed down a lot. My mom was like, she was who she was at the time. My mom is, she fierce, she aggressive too at the same time, but she's very nice and giving and loving, but she don't play as well. But now as she has evolved, she become more sacred to herself, you know, more calm. The person the most calm in the room is probably the most fierce, like a panther. You know what I'm saying? So she's kind of like that. Not kind of, she is that. Like, she's a panther.
Okay.
And I recognize where I got certain things. I thought I got my strength from my father because I was looking at the physical. But my mom is going through a spiritual battle right now. So I got my spiritual battle and I really got it from my mom. But society and what I thought was this and that, that's not strength. It's strength you're going through cancer, but you're still uplifting people next door to you that's dying. Strength is, okay, I'm going to be okay. I'm vulnerable to tell you, son, this hurt right now, but I'm still pushing. That's why vulnerability is a strength. It's not a nuisance. So that's a lot of lessons I have learned during this process, and it's a hard process. I'm not saying I don't cry and stuff like that. I cry every day because, you sometimes you regret certain things. You chase things that don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like crying is a great thing because you have to purge out all those feelings and emotions that you have in you, so you're able to stay calm, especially when you need it to be calm, right? Because like I have all my tears bottled up most of the time. I let little tears out here and there because I don't feel comfortable yet, just fully letting them out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that really leads to a short temper, a short fuse, and situations like that.
Okay, so like you just said right now, you said certain things that you do, you let little tears out. You don't let a river. It's gonna cause you to be sick. It's gonna cause you to cause yourself a stroke. It's gonna cause yourself to have a heart attack. Because it's like a bottle that you shake, and soon you let it go, it's gonna spill over because you're not letting the foundation of the water come out. You're holding it in. You can't suppress yourself. You gotta bless yourself. And you suppressing yourself, it doesn't make no sense. Because that's what I'm saying. You holding yourself down. You suffocating yourself. When you can let that out, you get to breathe. You oxygenize yourself. But there's no weakness in you crying.
Right. I say that, I believe that, and I struggle with that.
Well, you believe it, you do it. You know what I'm saying? Most times we don't do things because we got to be forced to do it. We have to be forced to do it.
Yeah, it's forcing me right now because I feel like I've been hyper emotional, and like little things will make me want to cry.
What's hyper emotional?
In my opinion, in my words, I'm stepping on it.
Now you good. You good.
It's like little situations, and like all of a sudden I'll start wanting to tear up and cry.
Oh,
and
that's
instead
fine.
of, yeah, dude, it is.
Have you ever seen yourself as an emotional empath? I cry when I see little kids don't have nothing. I cry when I talk to somebody and I can feel their pain. That don't make me weak. It means I can feel. Most people today can't feel nothing, and that's why the world is the way it is today. They can't feel anything.
It's so weird to be like prideful of being able to feel, because it's a blessing, but it feels like a curse sometimes.
What is?
Being empathetic.
Why would it be?
Because I don't know how to. I haven't learned the proper way of like. I can feel your emotions. I can feel the heaviness, right? And I take that on, and I feel like those are my emotions, and those are my feelings, and I'm like sad, and like I take that on. It's like, oh, I'm just always sad. I'm just always upset. I'm always depressed or whatever it is. But I'm starting to learn and recognize like, oh shit, dude, I can feel people's emotions in the room, and it's weird. It's different.
It's gonna be different, but like I said, we all have gifts. So that's probably one of your gifts. Not mean you have to do something about it, but you have compassion.
Yeah.
We're in a world where people lack compassion, so be grateful for that. Be grateful that you can cry. Be grateful that you have compassion. Be grateful that you can feel. That we're in a world of numbness. If you're numb, you can't feel nothing. That's why you don't feel bad about nothing that you do.
Yeah, I think that's my problem. I feel like I'm chasing that numbness because I want to be that person that doesn't care, that is not going to get upset, that just, whatever, man, let's just live.
Well, because you said you don't care, don't mean you don't feel. You know what I'm saying? Like you can feel something and say, okay, look, I don't care about the situation. I'm gonna keep on going. Like you don't want to be angered. You know what I'm saying? You don't want easily angered mean easily death. Could turn out to be in some type of disease. If you easily angered, it become a disease after a while. Dude. Because you're making yourself stress in cortisol levels, and you're emotionally killing yourself, and you don't have to see it.
No, I could feel it, dude. I got like these stress balls, knots in my neck on both sides, and that like, it's To be honest, I've been complacent, and complacency has been killing me. Yeah. Like I've been saying, we ended the year off with the high last year, right? And then I've just been MIA since then. And so I got myself out here today, and I was nervous coming up here. I was nervous sitting down talking to Corey, but now I'm starting to feel more comfortable again. Like, oh shit, this is where I belong. This is what I'm here for.
And that's good. That's a great thing to do, man. Like, you have to feel that way. But a lot of times we do that. We take a win and we celebrate too fast. We celebrate.
I didn't even celebrate it. I didn't even know how to feel, right? Because like I had people that didn't seem excited for me, and I let that affect me. I had other people that I hardly know that were like, dude, you're making a difference. You're doing great things. And I did not let that affect me as the way I should have.
Exactly.
I should have put all the weight into that basket opposed into the one or two people being negative because they're probably scared of my potential or they're jealous or whatever the case may be.
Let me give you an example. When people got a lot of money, are they angry most times? Probably not. They mostly like, okay, you're doing well. They happy you're doing well. If only people that lack something, they throw shade. And you gotta expect that. When you're great, you expect it. When Joshua was around back in the day, right? People said bad things about him. So if people say bad things about Joshua, you think they now say bad things about you? And
Right.
he's perfect and you're not perfect. So if they say something about somebody that's perfect and we are imperfect, people always gonna say something about you. So I have that mindset. I say, people saying something about me, they don't really know who I am. What I eat don't make them shit. So okay, cool. Well, they say that about Joshua. They gonna definitely say about me. He's perfect. They say everything bad about him, and you're imperfect. Corey, you, me, we're all imperfect. So we be damned if nobody gonna say nothing about us. And once you see that, you can put yourself in that type of mindset. You like, okay, come on, come with it, come on with it.
Right. I seen this saying online that nobody doing better than you is going to talk shit about you or talk shit to you about what you're doing or what you're posting on social media.
Yeah.
Right? It's always the people that are doing less than you.
Yeah.
And that's something I got to keep in mind.
And they hide behind the internet. That's what will happen.
Yeah, little keyboard warriors.
Yeah, keyboard
But,
warriors. That's good. I like
yeah.
that.
But yeah, it's just so easy to align with the negative because that's how I currently see myself. Or
Exactly.
fuck that. I no longer see myself. That's how I used to see myself. I am now relearning how to love myself. I'm now relearning how to talk to myself. Because, man, I was the first one to say, you're a fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah.
You're dumb, fat fuck. You know, but that's just fuel for other people.
But exactly though. But what you gotta do is say, okay, what I'm gonna do about it and how I'm gonna do it. Remember I told you the other day. I said when I read a book, when I read any book, it's two questions I ask myself. Right? I ask myself these two questions: what I learned, and I jot it down, and how I'm gonna apply it. What I learned and how I'm gonna apply it. That's the only thing that matters. Cause fate without works don't mean anything. A lot of people have a lot of knowledge, but don't do nothing about it. A lot of people have a lot of faith, but don't have no work. So once I write a book down, what I learned, the next question I ask myself is how I'm going to apply it. And I go do that. It come with a input, and then what's the opposite of input? Output.
Right.
A thought and an action. A thought and a manifestation. They always have a yin and a yang and a balance. So a lot of times we imbalance because we won't do nothing about it. It's stay in your head. And we're afraid to get it out. And I just told you and Corey, I said about the talents. God told you to multiply your talents. He said that.
Right.
So if you're multiplied, you're wicked. And we got to stop being wicked to ourselves.
What is a great first step for somebody to stop being wicked for themselves? What would your advice be?
Talk to yourself in the mirror when you wake up in the morning. I'm doing great. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm going to do everything I said I'm going to do today. And write it down too. Writing is powerful. Scripture is very powerful. Scripture. So I say it and write it.
Okay.
Then go do it. Say it, write, do it. Say it, write, write it, do it. 3-step process. Say it, write it, do it.
What is your newest healthy coping mechanism that you've been turning to?
Be honest with you, the cold showers.
Okay.
I'm doing like ice baths and cold showers that kind of fix your brain, balance you, calm you down. I do that a lot. So first thing in the morning after I work out, I go home, cold shower. Ice cold, cold, take a shower, like 5 minutes in that. And that helps out a lot.
Okay.
It actually warms your body up and make you burn fat faster too as well.
Do you feel like it shocks your brain into like thinking? So if you were stuck in a thought, like that cold shower would fucking hit you, and you're like, fuck that thought. No, let's move on.
The cold, like the things that people gotta understand, it's not you really preparing for things. It's the things that you hate the most, you do it, and
Right.
that brings your confidence in everything higher than anything else. The things that you hate to do, you do those things, and the more things you hate that you're doing, it builds confidence. It builds everything faster. Like I gotta do a paper tonight, and I hate doing it, but after I leave here and do what I need to do, I'm gonna do the paper first, cause I hate to do it.
Right.
But that builds you up. It builds character. It builds resilience. So do
Kind
that.
of like that 6-mile run you did today.
I did 6-mile run today in the morning. Yeah,
Did you actually make it all 6 miles?
I made it. This is my second time doing it back to back. I did it non-stop, not once.
Are you planning on doing that like every day?
I do it every Sunday.
Every Sunday? Okay.
Every Sunday, I go to a point. I see the sunrise. I take a picture and I run back.
Motivated. But hey, now, I say that in envy.
Why?
Because
Don't be envy. Be inspired. Don't envy. Be inspired.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get at. but I use the wrong word
Well,
for
the reason
you.
why I say that
Words
because
have
people,
meaning.
yeah, it does. It's very powerful. You know.
All right. So tell me more. What are you on to right now?
Huh?
You said, what are you on to right now? Like, what's your next goal to reach?
Honestly, man, goals. I don't have no goals anymore. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't have any goals anymore. I just have to be a servant king to the people. That's the only thing I have. Cause goals, you have goals. That's like an expectation. Yes, you're like, okay, I'm gonna hit this goal, but goals are forever. Cause once you hit this goal, guess what? You're gonna have something else. I'm gonna hit this goal. I'm gonna have something else.
Right.
My goal, it's not my goal. It's what God put me here to do. It's my purpose. I'm here to serve.
Okay.
I'm a servant king. I'm gonna serve the people spiritually, emotional, mental, and physical until I transition out of this life. And that's what I learned from this lesson with my mom. I'm gonna serve in all the capacity I have until I go from this realm of the world.
Okay. So tell me about the books you're writing.
Yeah, I'm writing 4 books, you know. One of them is like, I'm not say the title of them, but I'm having one like a yin and yang. It's a man talking to a woman. That's one of the books. And then the next book, I collab with somebody. It's going to be a woman talking to the man because we both think we know about each other, but we we don't know what each other want. And then the other one is going to be about my life lessons, you know. And then the 4th one will be a detoxing book that I'm putting in there. How to detox, how to fast, and what's a flush, and kind of going to the foods, stuff like that, and what they do for your body, how they boost your testosterone, how they make you equilibrium the same. You know, it's gonna be 4 different books. I'm doing 4 books right now.
Okay, so the first 2 though, like a man talking to a woman and
Yeah.
a woman talking to a man, but like, I guess point blank, like, what's the concept? What's the point? Like, how are they talking to each other? What are they talking about?
The point is like crucial conversations, like kind of like for a man, what is a man in the Bible? The man in the Bible, what's a man in the Bible is way different from what society says. So if I put a scripture that says what the man is, what the Bible says, states, and then I can tell you my life lessons that go with those different things, that's showing people what it is. Just like in the Bible, it's talking about a woman. It says a woman, quote me about it, it says a woman is not to be trusted specifically about certain things. She opened her legs and let every arrow hits her. And they call her a dog. And the Bible says that. That's where the word female dog comes from. It's from the Bible. So if you don't know that, or if you don't know that in the Bible it says an entrepreneur woman is the ideal woman. It's not a damsel in distress. It says in the Bible. So everybody measured against something. I'm measured against something. You're measured against something. Corey's measured against something. My measurement is going to be the Bible. I'm not a Christian. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. Because God is oneness. So that being said, I still measure myself against the Bible too as well. But it's missing the book of Enoch, the book of Deuteronomy. It's missing like 79 books out the Bible. I know this too. But I do measure myself against that. So if I put that and say, okay, this is what it says, you like, oh man, most people like the Bible, right? They're like, oh, I didn't know the Bible said this. I didn't know the Bible said I don't want a damsel in distress. But men go get damsel in distress. And why we do it? Because of lack of confidence within ourselves. So we feed them by money. I didn't borrow her, I caught her. You know what I'm saying? I didn't borrow her, I caught her. Most people want to buy things because they can't catch them. So that's what I'm saying. So I have that as a measurement tool.
Okay.
And I have some questions about yourself in there. Like, what is your spiritual, who are you spiritually? Who do you love?
Right. Okay.
And I have questionnaires. I have questionnaires in there about some top questions I have for myself, and then I won't put everything out there, but questions out there that will make you dig deep, but beyond the physical.
Okay. So what does spirituality look for you?
Spirituality means oneness. That's the only thing. Spirituality means breath.
Okay.
And in most language, it means breathing. And 85 to 90% people breathe incorrectly. But spirituality is breath, but it's oneness. It's about one. Everything that's divided is not of God. Like I had somebody tell me that, oh, you work crystals. Crystals are bad. I said, who made crystals? I didn't make them. Who made it? Crystals come from a rock. God made it. So if God made it, how is it bad? But it's the ego of what people say. You worship this, worship that, but they don't know no better. Because they don't study nothing.
Yeah, dude. Crystals, like energy and all that, that's something I'm interested in.
Yeah, I got one more. I got one right here. I got this. I got labradorite right here. I got it.
So what do the crystals do?
It's
What's the one around your neck?
It's not what the crystals do. It's what God does. The crystal just there. It's just what God made. Labradorite means like basically like trust and healing and perseverance. So it's kind of like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's not what it does for me. I have to believe those things. If I could look at some food, that's why people talk to things. I talk to my food. I say, give me the proper nutrients that I need to nourish my body fully. If you can, you already know they did a study. According to a study they did, they said, okay, I'm gonna talk to this plant over here, I'm gonna talk to this plant over here, and they did not talk to this plant at all, and the plant died. And they talked to this plant stayed erect, and it was still green, you know? Yeah. So your energy is the most thing we have. Energy is powerful. That's the only thing that's real is energy. We're all energy beings. Did you know that we share 60% of DNA with everything on the world, on the earth? We share 60% of DNA with everything. The grass, the tree, everything. Look it up. We share 60% of that.
Okay.
So that's why I say you come from the dirt, because we do come from the dirt.
So how do you... We end up in the dirt too. Sorry.
Nah, you end up in the dirt. I'm getting cremated and thrown around, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if you're thrown around, you'll end up in some dirt somewhere.
Probably so. You're right.
Fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh, so what's something you do when you feel like you have a lot of energy and you need to like cleanse it, clear that energy?
Say clear it? I don't really clear it. I transfer it. Energy can't be destroyed or created. Only can be transferred. So I transfer it to somebody, like right now, you got energy, you transfer it to this podcast. I transfer it to talk to people about financial literacy. I transfer and talk to them about foods, you know what I'm saying? I transfer my energy to different things. So I don't really get rid of it. I transfer my energy to something that I need to do.
So if you're feeling negative energy, do you try to do you transfer that somewhere else?
Yeah, I do. I transfer it to something positive probably.
Okay. Oh, I'm trying to learn and see how you do it.
Well, for one, you can like go on a walk.
Okay.
We be in four walls like this right now, four walls. This is suicidal most time, four walls. You know, like if you have a dog, you keep your dog in the house and you wonder why he's aggressive when he go out. If you ran your dog every day, he will be aggressive because he has transferred that energy and now he can be happy. Get more sunlight, get more real oxygen. That's why you see a lot of Asian people, they have snake plants in their house because snake plants produce more oxygen. You only get 20% oxygen in your house anyways. 20%. Okay. 80% you're missing.
So, this is going to sound bad, probably in transition, but I have that same theory or saying when it comes to like our kids, right?
Yeah, what about it?
You can't. They're like, if you keep them caged like a dog, of course they're going to be hyper, always up your nerve, driving you crazy. Like, you have to get outside. They have to get outside. Exactly. You have to run them like a puppy. And
that's the difference, right? So say for instance, like, it's funny, it's crazy, but say that like, you like, okay, like when I was young, we used to go outside all the time. I came back, took a shower, ate. I was tired. I fell asleep normally. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't saying I had ADHD and like that. They only say that because you're stuck in the house. You have ADHD because you're always in the house. When do you get to transfer your energy? Ask yourself that. When do these kids get to transfer their energy?
Well, if I'm talking about myself in that situation, I'm just transferring that energy back to me in a more miserable way again. Because it's just a compiling of like the anger of like being confined in the house. But the hardest part is that I'm not aware most of the time. Most of the time I'm just pissed and annoyed and I'm not willing to be aware of why. And no matter how hard I say I'm trying to do it, like I just spew in it until I erupt and, fights or arguments happen and that don't need to happen because...
And you don't want to do that. You got to think about that. You just don't want to harness a lot of negative energy. The more, because I'm going to be honest with you, man, we don't have a lot of outlets. So if you make an outlet is like if you get struck by lightning, right?
Right.
It comes out of somewhere. It has to come out. You have to ingest, digest, and eliminate. Ingest, digest, and eliminate. So you have to eliminate those different things. So come out with different things. I'm gonna go walking. I'm gonna start going to the gym. I'm gonna start spending an hour of time to myself just to read. Make more outlets to get things out. Because you have to get the things out of you.
The hardest part is awareness, right? I used to be told all the time, awareness is $1 million word.
It is.
And it truly is. Because like once you're aware of things, like you start moving differently. You start acting differently. And it's so easy to fall into that victim mindset. Like, oh, it's their fault. They're causing this. But in reality, you're allowing it.
Yeah.
Like, your reaction is yours.
I think I said this before. I think I said it on here. Or maybe I didn't. But I'm going to say it again. You teach people how to treat you. Whatever you allow, you are taught it. Because if you have some standards, or anything like that, you can say, look, that's not cool with me. Don't do that again. So you teach people how to treat you.
Right.
So whatever they doing to you, you allowed it. So it's your fault. Once you get out of the mindset awareness and say, like, everything is my fault, everything is I allowed somebody to do this, then that's when you heal. That's when the awareness come in. Healing start with awareness. When you healing yourself, that's where it start with. So you're aware and you're gonna heal.
Right.
If you're not aware, you're not gonna heal at all because you will have a self-sabotaging mentality.
Especially when you first hear that it's your fault, that's like a gut check right there. Like when you start realizing and recognizing, like, dude, it is my fault. I have allowed this. And I don't know if like saying I have allowed this is the correct way of saying it, because it's not like I'm intentionally like, okay, walk all over me, right? But I just wasn't aware. Like I didn't learn properly in certain areas, if that makes sense.
But you learn that way. So if somebody do something to you right there and there, you can learn from that. You can say, okay, this person have wronged me. I learned from it. But what's the insanity? You keep going through the same thing over and over. That's insanity.
Right.
You keep choosing doing the same thing over and over. That's insanity. So that's a choice. If you keep doing that, you know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be insane. That's it. We all have. I have hurt people. You have probably hurt people before. But the thing is about it that you learn from that, and then you hold a standard to yourself. It has nothing to do with them. But once again, it has nothing to do with them. You have to have standards for yourself and say, okay, this is my new standard. Like you rebranded this, you rebrand your standards as you learn the lesson. What happens is you don't rebrand the lesson you learned, and you keep going through the same lesson because you never rebranded a lesson. So now I learned this lesson. Now I'm gonna rebrand my standard, so I won't have to go through this no more. But if you don't do that, guess what? You'll keep doing this, then you'll become a victim. Why me? Why everybody keep doing that? No, why you keep doing it to yourself? Because you didn't rebrand your lessons. Rebrand your lessons, and you won't have to go through that no more. Or you could be able to recognize and be aware of it.
Right. You always got to learn, change, and you got to continue to grow. That's something that I wasn't always aware of, right? Like I felt like at a certain point in life, you just make it and you don't have to continue to learn. You don't have to continue to grow. You just get to like exist in a happy place. But fuck no, that shit ain't true, man. You're always growing. You're always learning. And when you're not learning, you're dying or you're causing issues in your life.
Yeah, you also want to learn, man. Learning is love to me. If I ain't learning, I ain't feel love. So you got to learn for sure. Yeah.
The thing is, learning, I equate back to school, and I was not a school kid. Like school's not for me. But like that's not the case, right? That was the structured way of doing it, but that doesn't mean that it's the right way.
It's a system.
Right.
You don't want to be stuck in the system. That's why I say school system, because you're in the system. So you don't want to be that.
Look at that. School system, jail system, same system.
If Rockefeller said, I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers, what do you think that is called? He made pharmaceutical company, big pharma, and he made the school system. So guess what? Everybody goes into his system to become a what? Worker. That's why you say, okay, we can, like you, if you're an entrepreneur, you say, okay, we can meet on Saturday. They, like I said, they can't think beside 9 to 5. Anything after 5, they can't register it. They can't register it. So, you know that. Don't let everybody put you in their system. Make your own system. That's the best thing you could do.
Yeah, and you do that by making your own community?
Make your own community, yes. Don't fish with a teaspoon, fish with a bucket.
Okay. Why are you fishing with the bucket?
Why you fishing with a bucket? Because you catch more in a bucket or a net. A lot of times we fishing out a teaspoon. That's what I said. That's what the old guy was talking about. He was like, I made my own community. I got 24K people, and I can fish. If I get 2,000 people in that community that has my products, I made $10,000. Okay, that like that. Cause he stopped doing this and start doing this. So 2 different ways.
Okay, that makes sense. But I'm learning a lot today. I appreciate it.
Nah, no problem, man.
Mr. Man of Wisdom.
I learned a lot too, man. I learned a lot. God gave me that gift to learn from anything. I learn from anything, man.
Yeah, so we're 2 years now out of your transition out of the Marine Corps?
Yeah, like it's been a while. It's been a couple of years.
How is it going now?
Transition to me, it's still hard sometimes because you get stuck in that mindset of expecting things for people. But when you expect things, you're going to create failure. A lot of people are hurt because they expect it and they didn't allow. I don't expect, I allow it to be. So the transition still sucks sometimes if I go into expectation mode, but I allow things more so to be.
Right.
When you allow things you don't have control, you become free. When you know that you don't have control, that's when you become free. When you try to control everything because you lack something within yourself.
So how'd you give up that control? How do you work on that?
How you work on being control free?
Yeah.
Just letting it be. Just first thing you do is learn yourself. You need to control yourself first.
Okay. So it all circles back to self.
It always circle back to you. If it doesn't circle back to you, then you don't look out for outside things. You'll be dependent on everything else. You want to be interdependent. Even if you have a partner, y'all want to be interdependent and not codependent. A lot of times they codependent, they serve self. But you serve oxygen, like equally yoked means two oxygens coming together to serve something higher than themselves. So you want to be independent. That's what you want to be. And with your wife, you want interdependency.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to start wrapping this up. Do you have any saved rounds? Anything I missed that you'd like to hit on? Give us some more knowledge.
Just saved rounds, man. Just honestly, for me, what I'm going through with my mom and stuff like that, it's just speak to people like it's your last day that you will speak to them. Like if I called her right now and I called her and say, you about to go off, imagine that's your last time you're going to talk to them ever in your life. Your tonality, the way you say something to them, how you speak to them, your patience will all be different. But it's because in your mind you think you have tomorrow. So speak to people as if it's the last day that you will ever speak to them in your life. I think that'll be the best thing I can lead to people. And one of my lessons I have learned going through things with my mom. My name is Amoon Razen. Amoon means seek wisdom, seek truth. You can look at my YouTube, Amoon Razen, my TikTok, Amoon Razen, my Instagram, the same thing.
How you spell it?
Amoon, Amoon, Razen is Razen. And I have rootbeforethefruit.com. It's for basically fasting, detoxing, help people heal from different things. And that's my website. Love you guys.
Awesome. I love you too, man. Thanks so much.
No problem.